Alright. Am I live? I am live. This is day number 30... 35? Is it 35? I guess so. But the point is that currently we are building a sales funnel. Sales funnel for my webinar. For my webinar, and with this webinar I'm gonna launch the course. So if you're here learning how to build a funnel, if you're here to see how I'm gonna market my course, then you're right. If you're here to see how I code, you're not right here for the next couple of weeks at least. So I'm gonna be creating this webinar and sales funnel for the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna make sure that it's not overcomplicated, but that it works. And then if you wanna sell something, maybe you can just go and basically sell it because you just learned it how we did it here on the stream. All right, so let me update my thumbnail as always. And today, unfortunately, I don't have that much time because I have again a student in the middle. Oh my god, look at this. Okay, I'm live everywhere. I'm live everywhere, nice. So, what is my goal in general with this channel? I want to build this channel to inspire people, especially in the Salesforce community, to start businesses. Like, I want to show how I build a business. And maybe it's gonna inspire some people to start their own business. I don't know. And I want to show people that if you want to build something successful, like a business, for example. So, okay, if you want to build a successful business, you should not spend your time coding, but you should spend your time selling or marketing, because sales and marketing, they're basically the same things. And I'm quite sure that a person who's gonna build businesses over the next 2 years, for example, and gonna spend 80% on marketing the things and selling the things, versus a person who's gonna spend 80% of developing the things, the first person gonna win. Because the whole idea behind business is to be able to sell something. Without any sales, no business can exist, right? So initially we started with this platform. This deployment has been disabled. Oh wow, what is this? Let me ask my developer Sasha. What's going on here with the Vercel? They wanna say that I didn't pay? Well, it's possible. Wait, I indeed didn't pay. Let me pay later. Let me pay later. It doesn't have any influence on our development, so I'm gonna pay later. Because Sasha is developing anyway everything locally, so doesn't have to happen like immediately now. But yeah, it looks like I didn't pay. Oh my god, Vercel, yeah. And Vercel is not that cheap. Like, I mean, it's kind of cheap, but it's not that cheap as I expected. I'm gonna pay like 40 bucks a month, which is with not having any revenue, that sucks. So the plan is to finish the written part of the webinar and then react to some videos. That's the plan for today. And the webinar looks like this so far. This is what I have. So I have, how many slides do I have? Yeah, 66 slides, and I also need to incorporate a few slides from here that I have. Let's see. So I'm gonna move this part. How to know what to study to increase your market value. Blah blah blah. We speak here about things. And let me move a chat here so that I can see if you're writing something. And let me actually, no, not here. Yeah, let me actually write here, welcome to day 35. That's crazy, 35 days in the row without any breaks at all. And let me maybe reduce the size of this thing, of the chat. I mean, it's super transparent, right, on the white background. I spent today like probably 20 minutes now before launching the stream. I spent 20 minutes trying to trying to make something out of this out of the chat, and as you see, I failed. Yep. Anyway, so now I'm thinking, where should I insert these 3 slides? Okay, I think it fits well into how to know what to study to increase your market value. I think it fits well there. Yeah, I think it's good here. I think it's good. Now, here, I also want to talk about where to learn those things. And so I kind of something that I've been thinking quite a lot is that I have basically 2 options, right? You do it yourself or you go through the program. If you go through the program, there's no need for all of this. No need for all of this. But if you want to do it yourself, then that would be the diagram. Okay, those are 5 slides that I'm gonna take as well. Before the sales part, and I would say here. Are you reached yet? Not yet. Coming there though. Soon. Okay, Cloud Prism, Campapex. Wait, what was with the songs? Yeah, this chat sucks. Like, I thought it's gonna look great on the screen. No, it sucks. I tested it. It looked okay in the background that I had, but now I see how it looks. Yeah. But after I finish this webinar, I'm definitely gonna be rich. Okay, now I need... The hardest part is to... I like to hear. Started next Monday. So now I need to... I kind of think about not going through those mistakes. Kind of think about it. But maybe why not? So maybe why not? Why not? Why not? If I can, why not? Because I know that people make those mistakes, so I think that it's gonna be useful for people. And I need a little bit more time to include into the webinar, so yeah, I go over the mistakes, writing your own portfolio, and then I say something, hey, is it okay for you if I share for a minute about my next course? And people say, yeah. So this is exactly how I learned programming. And this is also exactly how I want to run my next course. So I designed the course that is designed specifically for beginners. If you have zero coding experience, if you have zero coding knowledge at all, we designed the course for you. And it looks like this. We have a theory. We have live lectures there. We have groups. We have live groups, live cohorts. Then we included over 200 tasks into the course. So you go and practice with... I mean, what I'm telling now is not really very well packaged. But you practice and you build small projects. And all of that by having a support of a mentor. So maybe I could include here something like this. So in the course you will have live lectures, over 100 practical exercises, mentoring support, code reviews, hands-on projects, community of people. Slack communication you can remove because it's quite a strange point to have here. And after the course, you will be able to code. I can guarantee that. And if you want, then I can refund you all the money. You will be able to understand the code written in your org. You'll be able to write the code on your own. You can stop relying on developers finally, and you invest in the skill that actually brings your market value quite high, right? So coding is a really good skill for a lot of people to have, like consultants. If you're a consultant or an admin or a business analyst, for all of this type of jobs that you have, if you on top of that you can have coding, that's the best way to increase your market value. So in the course, I designed it as the same way as I wanted to have a course back then when I started. So we have a group learning, we have lectures, we have practice, we have theory, we have one-to-one with mentor, and it's gonna be 12 weeks live cohort. So I will be teaching you, you can all the time reach out to me on Slack, and you can even have me as your mentor to have one-to-one time with you. And the learning process is gonna look like this. We're gonna have a live lecture in the beginning of the week. Then you get the homework that you need to solve on your own. After you solve the homework, you get the feedback. If the homework is not correct, you try to solve it again. Then we have a Q&A session. Actually, I'm gonna remove the Q&A session. From my experience with the last group, the Q&A session is not really worth it. Like, there's very few people who are coming for the Q&A session, and those people who are coming, they're super invested. But I was usually with like 2 people there, so I don't think it's worth it to have a Q&A session. Yeah, so live lecture, blah blah blah. Work is not correct, and we start the next Monday. Already next Monday. So the last, it's like this. So the last cohort that we ran got a really positive feedback. People really liked it. Some people, yeah, so people really liked it. Not gonna go more specific. You can find all the testimonials on the on our page. And I want to give here an example. So you have 2 options basically: do it yourself, where you go and study for 5 months, or you can take a shortcut. If you calculate all the hours that you're gonna save There's definitely the value of our hours. Even if you have the lowest pay, like $30 an hour, it's usually you're probably getting paid more. If you calculate how much time you're gonna save, the value is gonna be well over the 4,000. So you have those two options, and I really suggest you to take the option 2 and just take a shortcut and do the course. If you're serious about learning how to code, if you're serious about increasing your market value, and if you think that learning how to code will actually increase your market value. And we start already next Monday. And for those who are on the webinar, there is a limited offer of this price. This price for just the next 24 hours. That's it. So the next 24 hours, if you don't make it, the price will go back to the normal price. And then I paste the payment link. Some guarantees that I'm sure I can guarantee. So I can guarantee you that if you go through the whole program and solve all the tasks, watch all the videos, and read everything, you will be able to write your code. Like, this is 100%. If it's not gonna be the case, I'm gonna refund you 100%. You can also just, if you feel like, if you start the program and you feel like it's not a good fit for you, after the first month, you can just cancel. You get the 100% refund, and it has never happened. Or you can also pay monthly. So if you feel like it's a big sum in advance, you can pay monthly and you can cancel after each month. That's the deal. And now I want to find the guy. I want to find his payment slide, because at this point there's going to be a slide where I have to stop and basically, yeah, and wait until people pay something like this. Yeah, here's the payment slide of this guy. Yeah, I mean, also here I'm also gonna go over what each package has. So here I'm just gonna say, hey, if you take this package, you're just gonna have access to all our pre-recorded video, to all our live videos in the recordings. If you take the master group, you will get access to the live group. And if you take the mentoring, you're gonna have a one-to-one 1 hour with me every week. I think I can stop actually at this slide. I can make it a little bit better, the slide, because I think now it sucks a little bit. No, previously it was better, and I can include somewhere, like I can make it a little bit compactor and then include a QR code somewhere so that people can actually scan it. Let's see, what should I include? And then Q&A session. And how this guy is doing this? He's basically, okay, so he basically has everything on the same page, like the payment page plus the Q&A. Which is a good, yeah, I think it's quite cool. think it's quite cool. I think I should do it that way as well. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna need to make it somehow more compact. I can actually speak about those things, so I can, while we'll be here, I can speak to people. I can just say, hey, like you will get a Slack invitation link in the after you pay, and all the information gonna be in Slack when we start. Okay, let's go over the whole webinar and see if I can improve. Before I start styling all of that, I wanna just go over and make sure that the structure makes sense. So first, I start with a big promise. Then I say, hey, here's the from the last webinar. If you stay till the end, I'll send you step-by-step PDF with the roadmap to become a Salesforce developer. Yep. Why should you listen to me? Who this works for? And then 3 secrets. Learn how to code, learn how to program. It took me 1 week to learn Apex. If it seems to be a little bit braggy for you, it's kind of true, because when the Apex itself is not very complex language. That's the first. If you know already Java, it's gonna take you very quick time to learn Apex itself. There are a few other things that you need to learn on Apex, but in general, the syntax and the time that you go and see Apex for the first time and can actually already write something meaningful on Apex is very quick if you know other programming languages. So there are only 12 beginner topics that you need to learn. And here again, I speak about courses, so I speak that option 2, option 1, blah blah blah. You can do it yourself or you can get help. So just study for 120 hours. How to start with Salesforce development without any previous knowledge. Everyone is self-taught developer. I learned how to code as a 17 years old high school teenager, so if I did it back then, I was not smart. I liked life experience. I was very inexperienced. Like, what do you expect for 17 years old? Especially by growing up in Ukraine. Like, what do you expect? If I back then could do it, you could do it too. Like, that's not something insane. Then here's the framework that I used. I read, watch theory, then I practice, and then I built a small project. So most people approach it wrong and underestimate the amount of practice you need. Solve 5 trigger tasks. Wonder, okay, so how much practice do you need? Approximately 200 tasks. That's at least, but I would rather say you need something like 500 tasks. This is my estimation. So you need 500 tasks. And here's an example of Ruby. She had to go through 255 tasks to deploy the first code to production. She's good. Math, 104 hours until code in production. So use my framework, and the distribution of practice versus read and watch theory should be 80% practice, 20% reading theory. Of course, you cannot just practice. So the thing is, instead of asking a question how to learn Salesforce development, that's not the question. The question is, where do I find enough theory and practice? That's the question. And what people usually say, hey, Trailhead, go to the Trailhead, right? That's what people say. No, don't go to the Trailhead. Trailhead is documentation. Don't do that. So if you stay to the end, I'm still gonna send you the step by step with all the links. So where should you learn which topic, and yeah, just step by step. Basically, just go through this thing, and then you are a developer. How to know what to study to increase your market value. So another thing, how do you know? Okay, that's we understand this practice theories thing, but how do I know what to study? Like, can you point me into go here and study? Yes, but I want to learn Salesforce development. Why? Like, why do you want to learn it? What's your motivation behind it? And ask 3 times why, and then also define what does it mean for you, because for everyone it means different things. You can learn development to be able to speak to developers, that's one thing, but you can also learn development if you want to, for example, just become a developer and actually work a developer, or maybe you want to become an architect and to be understand the technical part. There are so many reasons that and define for yourself what's most important part for you. Okay, so usually to understand what is the most important part, where do you actually want to stop, you need to look at what are possibilities. Possibilities are following. So here, this is a usual career of any developer, not only Salesforce specific, but this part is Salesforce specific. This part is not that much Salesforce specific. This is, of course, you're gonna have Salesforce stuff there. So you start as a junior, then you go middle, senior, and then you become either architect, so you go either continue the technical route, or you become something like a manager, team lead, or CTO, right? And then you're probably here, and you're kind of wondering what's the next step. How, like, what is the biggest activity that? Okay, this is actually, I can write it down. It's actually a good thought. What is the next step that brings the biggest return of investment? Right? Where's my Helvetica? What is the next step that brings the biggest return of investment? Because if you're a consultant, you're gonna, let's say you will spend the next month studying for a new cert. That's one thing. But if you spend the next 3 months studying for coding and you're a consultant, this is a totally another approach. This is totally another level of a consultant that can code. Totally another level. You will be able to speak to developers much more confident. Like, this is totally that's a game changer for consultants. Like, learning how to code, totally different thing. For admins, even more, I would say. If you're an admin, you can triple your salary by going into the development. And the thing is, if you're an admin, you already know the admin part. This is so good. So you already know the admin part. And if you ever wanna become CTA or technical architect, you do need to learn coding, at least at some level. And usually, let's have a look at this transition. So you're an admin or someone who is non-technical. Let's call it non-technical. So you're someone non-technical person, and you wanna go into the junior, then middle, and then senior. We're gonna focus only the first two. So you want to either become a junior, or if you're a junior developer, you want to go better to the middle developer. On those two stages, you need different things to focus on, practice or theory. So on the first, if you want to become a junior, you need practice and theory. Those are the two main things. But that doesn't apply if you want to become a middle developer. You need to go and get the experience. Then I give the example of everything that you need to learn how to code, learn how to program, and it totally makes sense financially. Okay. So where do I learn it? So where do I learn it? Here, Cloud Prism. Oh, this is a very outdated image. Let me create a new one. Okay, I'm gonna make a screenshot here on this part. Okay. Let's see how many people took the course. Oh no, I'm not supposed to show you that. Oops, sorry. Because it has emails, so I don't wanna show the emails of people. Okay, that looks much better. So, Cloud Prism, it's very visual. Campapex, Salesforce band course, Apexsandbox. David Liu. You know what, I see that I need to cut out a few things here, so I'm gonna take out the application part. Illuminati, hi. Okay, I'm gonna take this five mistakes actually. Skipping fundamentals, not posting on LinkedIn, focus on skills, not applying for jobs goes away, focus on skills and job, you don't know many things goes away, not building own projects, is it here? Yep, it's here. Not creating GitHub page, don't burn out, and this goes out. So 1, 2, 3, up, it should be 3. This one 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here I have 5. Okay, skipping fundamentals, check. Not posting on LinkedIn, check. Focus on skills, not search, check. Not building own projects, check. Number 4. Number 5, not creating GitHub page. I see, it's just duplicate. Number 5. Not creating GitHub page. I'm good, welcome. Hey mate, what are you doing? I am building a webinar that's supposed to sell people on my course that I'm launching who knows when. I hope in March. Because I want to get a little bit more revenue and funding for the project that I initially started building. I initially started building Learn Apex, which I think it's now down. Yeah, it's now down. I can show you. But I started building it, and then I'm like, oh, wait a second. I don't want to run out of the money. I kind of want to launch my main business, how I earn the money. So I'm gonna launch the cohort-based course for 12 weeks, and currently I'm working on the webinar that's supposed to sell people uh, what takes the most money. What do you mean takes? Currently we are not profitable. I would say currently we are, depends on the month, but we are either going into minus, like minus, slight loss, or zero. That's currently the case. But I have 2 employees, and so salaries are the biggest expense. I have 2 employees, and what the money is being spent on? Yeah, employees. That's the biggest. The biggest expense now. 2 employees, yeah. I'm new to this channel. Could you please explain what your business do? Okay, so here's my main business. I have 2 revenue streams. I have one-to-one mentoring with people who want to learn how to code, and I have live cohort courses for 3 months. The last launch was, I think, around September. Yeah, in September I launched for 3 months. That was the last course. It was awesome, but I didn't do nearly as much marketing as I should be doing. Now I want to do 3 times amount the launch. So now I want to do something around 20-30k launch with the course, and then I want to take the money that I'm gonna earn with the course and invest into developing the platform, because I don't want to be running this cohort-based courses forever. I want to make a platform more automated way. And I'm gonna need to do a couple more launches of the course, so I won't be able to finance it just with one cohort. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of how do you market your stuff. I market it on LinkedIn. I have a little bit of following on LinkedIn. Yeah, that's my main marketing channel. And I also want to do Facebook ads for the webinar that I'm gonna do. I don't have that much money to spend on it. It's like, if I spend some money on it, it's gonna be like the last money that I spent. I hope it's gonna pay off. Yeah, I'm not so sure about it. Right. So the webinar, I mean, it's not how it's gonna look, it's just the text. So if you wonder why does it look so bad, because it's I didn't start with the visual part. Just started with the text, and I think it looks already quite well, actually. Okay, I have here comparison, the course. And I promise here on the webinar, so here's my promise, how to become a Salesforce. I'm trying to get into coding and found the dev general on Twitch, so dope. Yeah, the people who stream code on Twitch is so awesome. This is so good. So I've been streaming coding for the first 2 weeks because I was developing the platform. But usually if you wanna, it kind of depends what you wanna do. If you really wanna spin out a business, then coding is maybe 20% of the time that you should spend on. Majority of the time should you spend on actually selling and market the thing. But the whole indie dev community on Twitch is so awesome. It's so awesome. Like I like this idea. Basically, imagine how good it is for people who are like streaming it. You go and basically stream. Basically, what you do for a living is just get to code for living, but code the things that you love and that you care about. This is the biggest problem with when you work as a developer. You code every day, most of the days, depending on your seniority. If you're junior, you code every day. If you're senior, maybe code once a couple of days per month. But you code, like in general, as a developer, you can keep your career so that you code a lot. But the problem is that you code the things that you don't care about. It's really hard. It's one of the hardest thing as a developer is not to learn the hard skills, but actually to find job that you care about. Because I've worked for a sugar company, and not sugar company. I worked in consulting the last four years, but I worked for I had a project for sugar company. I don't care about sugar. If paid ads can at times disappoint your marketing using LinkedIn, you may not get your target audience. I have a target audience on LinkedIn. I am filtering from low to high viewers and wander around talking to people. Yeah, if you're here learn to code, wrong stream. If you're here learn how to build a business, that's the right stream. Well, maybe I'm gonna do some coding at some point. I mean, I've been doing coding because I'm a developer, but not at this point. Have you ever tried email marketing? Yeah, I have a email list for like I think around 1,000 people because of my free stuff. So I'm gonna do it as well. But my biggest following is on LinkedIn, so I'm gonna put the most emphasis on LinkedIn. It's not all about coding for me. What is it about then? I think that Facebook ads are completely different from email marketing and LinkedIn. Like the only thing, okay, the thing that matters the most is are people like you? Like this is the number one thing. And how do you reach people? This is a second. This is a second thing. Like is it email or LinkedIn or YouTube? Doesn't matter if you have people who really follow you and like what you build, like the things that you're doing. That's the biggest marketing that you can do. And I hope I have people who like the content that I produce on LinkedIn. LinkedIn community of LinkedIn Salesforce community is so great. LinkedIn is so good for developers, especially in the LinkedIn space. Everyone is so nice. Everyone's so nice. Not like Reddit or or Twitter, for example. Uh, LinkedIn is actually awesome. Okay, so I have 470 people who took my free course, which is good. Which is good. It's a good sign. Means people do need those things. Okay, so say it. Hi. Okay, this is what I wanted to watch. I want to watch something like this. Let me watch because I'm the next I think I'm done with the webinar. I'm gonna still rework it quite many times because I want to make it really good, and I'm gonna get a feedback from my mentor on this webinar, but it's gonna be later as soon as I know the start date of the course. Yeah, but now the next step would be, and this is something that we will be doing this week, is to build the actual funnel. And there are a lot of pieces that we need to kind of combine together. It's going to be quite hard actually. I have few requirements. First, I need to be able to collect the emails of the people that register for the webinar. Second, I need to be able to send them emails before the webinar and after the webinar, before the start of the course. And I also need to be able to stream my webinar to the LinkedIn. That's the most important platform for me. So yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be hard to combine all of that. I have no idea about how like technically we're gonna do it. I think that there's some platform that exists for that, but I have no idea about them. But we're gonna be doing that. Okay, so let's watch this. Let's see, should be able to hear it now. I'm gonna increase the volume. It's just a fun video. I don't expect to learn too much. It's just fun stuff here.
Out for you on the board the exact sales funnel, how it all works, how we got to the 3.2 million, and then I'm going to share with you the biggest mistakes with this funnel and the reasons why you probably shouldn't do it, and how there's actually an easier, faster way for you to get to the 3.2. So without further ado, let's get straight into it.
I hate those introductions. I hate those introductions where they try to hook you by saying 3 controversial things. Oh, I'm gonna show you how to do 1 million, and why you should not make 1 million, and how to make 1 million, and why you shouldn't do that. Like, what the hell? Just go straight with the video.
So if you've been following me for any time at all, you know that I'm a big believer in selling high-ticket products. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, if you sell courses, coaching, consulting, agency services, whatever the heck it is, you can increase your prices and put yourself at a premium positioning in the marketplace. And I've not been a big fan of low-ticket products. So you might say, well, John, then why are we talking about a $7 product today when you're a big advocate for high ticket? Well, essentially, the $7 product is a stepping stone for us to find and land those high ticket clients. And so then your next question might be, well, then what's the point in the $7? Why don't we go straight to the high ticket? All will be revealed as we get to the end of this video. But first, let me share with you the journey that a prospect goes on to go all the way through our process.
Okay, you're like, I am an email about 3 years collected from my concert ticket sale website. Oh well. Man, I mean, it doesn't. So here's an example. Let's say you have 100,000 emails of people living in the most poor regions of the world. That's one example. And let's say you have an email list of 100 people, but all of these 100 people are CEOs of the top 100 companies, or founders, or 100 most richest people. Of course, the second one is more impressive, right? So the number of people doesn't matter. Even if you have the right people, they should be the right people for the business that you're building. Like, for me, it doesn't matter. Doesn't make sense to make any to go and like find emails of just random people, because that doesn't make sense. I don't wanna anyone taking my course. I would rather have less people taking my course than more people taking my course. But I want to have the right people taking my course. I declined a couple of people who wanted to take my course because they were not the right fit. I declined a couple of people who wanted to take my mentoring because they were not the right fit. So it's important that I target only Salesforce professionals, and I target only Salesforce professionals who have been in the ecosystem already, or have at least some kind of knowledge of Salesforce, or some knowledge of programming in general. I don't care about anyone else. I don't care about people who just wanna who have no Salesforce experience and no coding experience. This course is not for those people. Like, it won't work.
Become a high ticket client off the back of a $7 product, and how that has generated 3.2 million in the last year. Let's start with the advertising. We've got to go out there online and we've got to start running some ads. This might be Facebook ads, YouTube, whatever the case may be for you. We've got to send that to an initial funnel. And what we send it to is we basically call them extended webinars. These are longer webinars that run for a few hours. And what we do is, rather than a shorter webinar that we might make completely free to register, we actually charge $7 to attend this particular extended webinar. There are a lot of benefits to this, but a few of the primary ones that I'll share with you right now is, firstly, we're getting a little bit of cash in the door, so that's helping offset our ad costs just a little bit. Secondly, we're still building our email list off the back of that, but now that email list is far more valuable to us moving forward because we have a list of buyers, not a list of what potentially could be freebie seekers. And thirdly, we find that when people pay $7, they pay attention, meaning they actually do show up to this webinar, play all out, stay all the way to the very end. So that's our
This is exactly what's my experience. Before I was running free courses to get experience how to run the courses. It sucked. Like people, as soon as something is free, people don't value it. Like that's crazy. Like that's crazy how much it works. Even if you make something like $7 or $10, it works so much better than just completely free stuff. And it's good for you. If you help people actually completing your course versus a free course, it's good for you because you have more visibility on the market and people actually can go and say, hey, yeah, I completed this one. It was good.
Our initial funnel, and we drive most of our traffic into this extended webinar. Now, at the end of the $7 extended webinar, that's when we sell our first bigger product. And what we sell is a boot camp. And this boot camp is a 3-day experience with me and my team completely live, where we go through all of the steps that we talked about in the extended webinars. The extended webinar that they paid $7 for, consider it an introduction to your topic. You've started planting some seeds, they're starting to learn how this all makes sense, and then you make an offer to come to the boot camp to really go deep on the topic and learn it from you in detail. We charge $1,000 for that boot camp. So now all of our traffic going to a $7 event, when they come out the end of that $7 event, we sell a $1,000 boot camp. And at the end of that 3-day boot camp, they have loved the experience. They've got far more value than they thought they were going to get. And then we present an opportunity to become a proper client. And we only make this offer to people one time. It's a one-time invitation when people come on our boot camp. And then we sell them into our coaching program that we call Elite. And that sells for $14,000 to work with us in that program. So now you might be interested to know the numbers and how that all works out. Well, let me share that with you. Of the people that come to our $7 extended webinar, we have about 15 to 20% of people that will convert and come up to the next thing. So we'll put 15% here for argument's sake. That's a pretty good conversion rate, right? Now, I've been doing this a long time. It's actually very, very hard to get.
It is. 15% is crazy. Usually the conversion rate around 1 to 5% in this range. 15% is sick. It's like 5 times the average.
Those types of numbers, but I've been doing webinars for 10 years. I'm really, really good at them. Now, what's really cool is once they come to the boot camp, they have a phenomenal experience. We make an offer for our elite coaching program, which is not a public coaching program. It's not something we offer to everyone. We only offer it to people that attend our boot camp as a next step. And even then, it's only a one-time invitation. And we have between 35 to 40% of people that attend that boot camp that jump up into our coaching program. And again, that is an incredible conversion rate. And it's testament to, I've been doing this a long time and I'm very good at it. And secondly, it's testament to the quality of the boot camp and the material that we give those attendees. So let's take a look from the very beginning again. If we have 400 people register for our extended webinar, we'll typically have about 300 that actually showed up. So now we've got 300 of those registrants that we could sell.
300 by 7, 2010. I mean, this is already, I would stop there. Give me just this amount of money and I'm happy for one webinar. What the hell?
Something too. Of those,
I can live for this money a whole month.
300 people at a 15-16% conversion rate. Oftentimes it's much higher. We'll have about 50 people that come over and take the boot camp. And of the 50 people, typically about 15 people take the coaching, okay? So if we look at the math, over here at the very beginning, I mean, we're looking at generating.
The numbers don't add up. If you say 40%, is it really 15? I think 50% would be 25. But yeah.
About 2,800 in $7 tickets. I mean, nothing to write home about, but at least it's a start. At the bootcamp level, we're then of course making about 50,000 on those bootcamp tickets. And then here on the coaching, we're doing about $210,000. So if we combine that, it's roughly 260. And that all comes together over the course of 12 months to be just shy of 3.2 million in revenue for us. Now, of course, this is one process. We've got this to a well-oiled machine now. These events run really smoothly. The bootcamp is absolutely awesome. And then we get our great high-ticket clients out the other end. Now, some of you might be looking at this going, John, that looks freaking awesome. I would love to have something like that. And there's another half of you that's probably looking at that going, John, that seems really complicated. Why are you going around all of this stuff just to really get to the main moneymaker, which are the high-ticket clients? Well, however you're feeling right now, my recommendation for you is that you actually don't do this, okay? There is one main benefit to me and my company as to why.
Hey. Alright, I think that was good enough. See you tomorrow.